Hey guys, so today I wanted to do a little video about enclosures for your tarantulas. So I have like 4 different ones in front of me right here, and then if it looks cluttered in front of me, it's because it is. So tarantulas don't need a fancy enclosure. They need a box with some dirt in it and a place to hide and some water. So with that being said, I have 4 different types of setups, and I have 3 different species in them. So I'm going to kind of show you the different types that I have used, and keep in mind, tarantulas do not need anything fancy. You do not have to spend $100+. It can be something very, very simple. I have made enclosures for like $25 before. Very easy. You can use things from the Dollar Tree, Target. I've seen people use things from Walmart. Hobby Lobby has really great display cases, the Container Store, places like that. Because basically you just need a container that will contain your spider. So, my first one right here is literally, I don't even know what you call this. It's just like a little plastic box. So this is really great for really, really tiny slings. So if you're buying a spider that's like ½ an inch, even smaller, this is something that would be great. So it does have like a little bit of a feeding, I don't know what you call this. It has a feeding flap. But I have my Brazilian black sling in here, and you can see that it has like, well, it's not gonna focus probably, but it has little ventilation holes on the front and back, so your tarantula will get plenty of ventilation and is totally fine to stay in this until it gets bigger. You can water it and feed it in here and it'll be fine. And if you just add a little bit of moss, it has a place to hide and you are good. So if you have some smaller slings, these are super, super easy. And I want to say, I know Fear Not Tarantula sells these, and I'm sure you could probably get these on Amazon for like $1 a piece. They're super, super cheap and not at all expensive. So that's kind of my first really easy enclosure solution. And then I keep forgetting to silence my phone. So secondly, over here, you probably recognize this bad boy. So I have a T. Vagans in here that does not ever want to be seen. So you probably will not see it. And has apparently filled the water dish with dirt. How sweet. But this is just your average critter keeper you can get from Petco, PetSmart, probably Walmart, Amazon, and they're super cheap. And these ones also work just fine. Again, doesn't have to be fancy. I literally have some dirt and some cork, and I had some water in there, and that's all gone. But, oh yeah, you already went back under. Okay. Literally super, super easy setup. I will say some people do not like these because they get nervous about this lid. Spiders just have pretty tiny feet and they are prone to getting stuck in things. I will say I haven't had an issue with this kind of top, whereas I've seen tarantulas like get stuck on like a mesh aquarium top. So I prefer this over any sort of mesh aquarium situation. But if you don't like this, then, you know, you can always go for something else. But this is just as much a very easy, cheap, simple enclosure setup. And yeah, nothing fancy, but it does what it needs to do. And it's super easy to feed and water through it. So these are probably the 2 cheapest options of enclosures that you could probably find at pretty much any store, probably. Like super, super easy to find. And then the one that is, I have this on, and if you can see it, you can probably already tell what it is. And these ones are a little bit harder to find slash afford. So, you guys have already seen Stevie in my last video, but he's over here looking beautiful. And this is a Tarantula's crib, and I think I was wrong last time. I actually think this is a medium. I don't know, I don't think the tag is still on it, but I'm pretty sure this is actually a medium. But obviously these look really, really nice. Whenever there's not poop all over the front of the enclosure, you can see your spider like crystal clear, and obviously having this sliding magnetic lid is really nice too. I wouldn't say it really changes anything whatsoever about feeding and watering, but it does feel a little, you know, more expensive, and for good reason, because they are expensive. I do not think that Tarantula crib ships to Europe. I do think that they are only America and Canada, and they may not even be Canada. So, if you are in Europe, I am so sorry, or pretty much anywhere overseas, I get these at my local reptile store, but I know they can be harder to find locally. And then I'm also located in the same place as the owner of Tarantula cribs, so if I ever needed to, I could just order it from him and pick it up directly. But these are a little bit harder to find. I would say you probably have the best luck ordering online. And of course, if you order online, you then have to pay for, you know, shipping and then wait and all that stuff. So I would say that Tarantula cribs are really, really nice, but I forget exactly how much this one was. But they can be really pricey. So I would look up their prices online before, you know, getting anything, just to see if it's something you'd be interested in. But these are really good quality. Like, they are like a really thick acrylic, and I'm sorry if I'm scaring you. But like, these are pretty nice and definitely feel less cheap, a little more fancy, and they definitely really look good on display. So if you're wanting something that's really, really nice to display, and you want to have like everything matching and coherent and a nice like little shelving thing going on, that you can show everybody and you can show it off whenever you want, I would definitely go with a Tarantula crib. The last container that I have here is this guy, and I think my pet store actually just recently started selling these. But these ones are also a super great option. The ventilation holes on them are a little bit bigger, and this one is this says flip lid tarantula cage large. So this would be a large, and it's like a good size. So, I mean, I have small hands, this doesn't really mean anything. But, this one was $15. So these are not like the most crazy expensive thing in the world. And you'll notice it opens like from a smaller side, and then it also has this side. So I definitely like this. Probably is really easy for feeding and rehousing. I just have not rehoused my Brachypelma classy in here yet. So I will be having to do that soon and giving it a lot more space. I would say this would be really great if you have like Elacidora parabata. I don't know if you could fit a full-grown T. sturmey or T. blondie in here. I feel like they definitely need a lot of space. But yeah, for some of your bigger species, even if you have like a full-grown Brachypelma, I think this would be a great size for them. So these are the 4 types of like pre-made enclosures, at least, that I really like for them. And if you're anything like me, I hate DIY. I literally hate anything that I make. I think it always turns out awful, and I just can't stand looking at it. So I just prefer to buy things from the store. I don't like to make things for myself. I'm just not good at it. So there are other options, obviously, besides just, you know, picking up something that's pre-made at a store. A lot of people like to use, I think they're called Amox boxes. You would have to look them up online because I have never used them, but Apparently it's very easy to just drill like little holes for ventilation, and you can kind of make it whatever you want it to be. If you get something that is set up basically the way you need for your species, so you can get, you know, arboreal enclosures or terrestrial or what needs you, and kind of make it your own by just adding those ventilation holes, and then, you know, go from there. I just don't prefer the DIY route, but I know people really love those, and they really love, what are they called? The display cases from Hobby Lobby, the ones that you would typically use for like sports stuff or like, I don't know, a trophy. I don't really know what people use this for. But yeah, basically any kind of display case that you could find at like Hobby Lobby or Target or what have you, and you just add the ventilation holes and then you are good to go, and you can set that up however you want. Another option I know of is that Tom Moran on his YouTube channel really likes, they're like the, ooh, I forget the brand. I think they're from Target or Walmart. They're just like clear acrylic shoeboxes. But he actually drills his own little ventilation holes in those and just uses those, and he hasn't ever had a tarantula escape as far as I know, and they seem to work really well for him. So that's another cheap option that you can kind of use to do yourself. Alright, well that's basically all the suggestions I have for tarantula enclosures as of right now. I'm hoping to see some more competitiveness on the market, and as I grow my collection and try a lot more, I'm hoping to be able to do some better reviews and tell you how everything works. So far, my favorite enclosures, it's definitely going to be tarantula cribs and the critter keepers. But I don't have anything super huge yet, so I'm still in the growing out phase, and we will see what happens. But yeah, so thank you for watching so much. Please don't forget to subscribe, and comment down below if you've ever used any of these and want to give your opinion on it. So yeah, thanks.